If you have a job, you should start a YouTube channel. Not to get famous, not to go viral, not to get views, not to become an influencer, not even to get subscribers. YouTube can be a good little side hustle, and it can also launch your brand. It can launch a business. It can launch you as a coach. There's so many ways to make money on your own terms and not trade time for dollars. You have a job, it can help fund your dream of freedom to travel, financial freedom, do what you want when you want. Also, with the job market as it is right now, there's a lot of layoffs happening, and a lot of people are blaming it on AI. I'm not going to blame it on AI. AI ain't that good yet. And you got to think about AI this way. AI has a lot of its information from scraping the internet. There's a lot of bad, dumb things on the internet. A lot of times the internet could be loud and wrong. So no, I don't believe at this time that AI is really taking people's jobs. Because the economy is the way it is, companies are laying off. I just found out that in 2 months from now, I have to find another job because Home Depot gave our contract to JB Hunt. And so Snyder had a company come in and talk to us. And I talked to a company and said I was very interested. I applied, haven't heard anything back, but I have until August 31st. But my current company, Snyder, and I'm a trucker, by the way, my current company told us to go online and look up on the website and see if there's any jobs available. And if you want to apply, my manager told me to go through him so we get priority. But when I look on the website, there's hardly any jobs. Now, I'm not worried because I am a trucker, but I will say that there are a lot less jobs than there was a few months ago. There are a lot less trucking companies hiring now than there was when I first became a trucker about 4 or 5 years ago. Now, if push comes to shove, I can start driving school bus part-time, or I could drive city bus. Those jobs are open right now. But this is one of the reasons why, if you're working, you should start a YouTube channel and start it now. Don't wait, because YouTube is a slow burn. It takes some time to gain some traction with YouTube. So you're going to have to work a little bit hard, and you're going to have to do it for at least 1 to 2 years. You got to give yourself that time to properly build a following, build a tribe, build a business, whether it's coaching, whether it's your own product, maybe an information product to teach people how to do something. All that stuff takes time. That's why you should get started now while you have employment. You don't have to worry about being desperate for an income. That's the last thing you want to do is start a YouTube in desperation. This isn't my first YouTube channel. I've had quite a few. I have a piano tutorial channel that just got monetized. I plan on building a course over there. And you can build courses with under 1,000 subscribers. You don't have to wait for AdSense money to make an income on YouTube. You can build courses out from day one. I chose not to do that with the piano channel. My vision for the piano channel was to get better at playing and use it as motivation for me to practice, because I have a great ear for music, but my problem was sitting down at the piano and practicing. I wouldn't devote time to practice. I would go days without sitting at that piano. And this channel's focus is about playing fluently in all 12 keys, which is something I struggled with most of the time I was playing, up until about 10 years ago. Now, it isn't as fluent as I want it to be. So I said, maybe I could use YouTube as an accountability tool. Also, they say if you want to get good at something, teach it. So with the piano YouTube channel, I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I could practice more, and I could get good at teaching it. That was a pretty good incentive. And so that was the original vision for the channel. I didn't want to go, I have a free PDF for you to download if you give me your email address. I didn't want to do all that. I just wanted to give value and get better. And this channel is the same way. I'm experimenting with YouTube. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I'm just showing up every day, trying to get better at this thing, trying to cut through all the noise. There's so much YouTube clutter about how to grow on this platform. So much information, contradictory information. It's downright annoying. Everybody wants to sell you a course. And hey, listen, if you're giving quality information, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with selling a course. That's how you make a living. If you can show a person how to do well on this platform, yes, you should be charging for that information. I agree. But at some point, somebody got to give value somewhere. Everybody can't sell you something. And plus, I don't feel I have any skills to sell you anything, to be honest. I don't think I'm good enough to sell you anything. I'm just trying to figure this thing out, and this is an incentive to do it. The thing with YouTube is that you don't have to sell anybody anything if you don't want to. That's part of it, yes. You can sell courses and sell coaching and all that other good stuff. Why not? You could be a consultant, all great things. You can make a living on YouTube with AdSense. There's plenty of people who do it. But you want to put your future in your own hands. And you don't want to depend on this crumbling job market, especially with these companies that fire at will. They could fire you for any reason at any time. And in this job market, if you get fired or laid off, it's not as easy to find another job. If you start a YouTube channel today and 2 years later, you lose your job, but you started a YouTube channel and it's growing and you have several streams of income. Maybe you build an email list. Maybe you have sponsors calling you, wanting to run ads on your channel. Maybe you got 1 million views on the video and making a lot of money through AdSense. But now you're laid off and you're making a couple of thousand from doing videos on YouTube as a side hustle. And now you decide that you can go all in and make a full-time income being a full-time content creator. But start now, because you never know what's coming in the future. And this is a way to take control of your life, take control of your finances, take control of your time. Because bottom line is, do we really want to be working for the rest of our lives? The government wants to take away Social Security. A lot of people don't have money to put into a 401k to retire. That whole thing about retiring at 60, that's gone. The government's trying to raise the minimum age for you to retire. They want you to retire in your 70s. Do you really want to work for somebody else the rest of your life when you can start a YouTube channel today and build an asset, build a tribe, build a following, build your skill? This is a skill set. Making videos, editing, learning the YouTube algorithm, learning to communicate properly on video, because this is the way of the future. And now everybody's going live. That's the new wave. Everything's going live now. So you got to be able to shoot straight from the hip. You got to be able to do that if you go live. And if you're out here making content every day and you're getting good at it, that expertise is going to spill over into live settings, because you put in your dues, you worked hard, you've learned a thing or two, you've seen all the outcomes and contingencies, you know how everything's going to go, you know the common problems, you know the solutions, you have an income already, so you're not desperate. All you have to do is just pick up the phone and press record. It don't take that long to do this. I do it on my way home from work, or on my way to work, or if I'm waiting at a vendor to be loaded, I do a video there, because a lot of times I'm waiting for like an hour or two. If I'm waiting for half an hour, I could pull out my camera and start talking. It don't take that much time to do this, or at the very least, do it on the weekends. For my piano channel, it's more involved, so I can only really do it on the weekends. And this past weekend was really busy So I didn't get a chance to do any videos at all, which sucks. But next weekend before I go on vacation, I'll get a couple of videos done, and maybe I'll squeeze some in this week. I'll just get my energy up, whether I'm tired or not, and do a video so I can make up for this past weekend. But if you have to do it on your weekends, your day off, film a video. I was watching the creator today that said they had been on YouTube for 8 years and still not monetized. But then when I looked at his channel, he does a lot of art and painting. So that's a little bit different. It's going to take you a lot of time to do that, because it takes time to sketch and to paint and all that. That takes time. So you can't do a video every day, especially if you have a job and stuff. But then he did a video talking about how he's been on YouTube for 8 years and hasn't been monetized. And that was like a 20-minute video. And everybody in the comments was like, yeah, well, you'll get monetized now because we're all watching to the end. And he did it because he did a talking head video. He got on here and started talking, and people watched all the way to the end. The piano videos that I do, it's not that easy to do one every day because I'm working long hours, but I could pull out this phone on my way home and I could talk to you. And I can make it so that I could do it every day, or at least film ahead of time, which I don't have any batched material now. So I've kind of run out of that. So I have to do it each day for now until I get some time to batch some videos. But maybe I'll just do it this way. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe that's why YouTube has been acting up with my views. I'm scheduling my videos versus just posting them after I edit them, right? So that could be an issue. We'll see. But yeah, this is the best form. Get your phone, pull it out, show your face, talk to the people. Talk to them for about 10, 20, or even longer. Get you some friends. Talk to each other and record it. Like a podcast. Do that. That's the kind of stuff that gets you traction. That's the kind of stuff that gets you monetized. That's the kind of stuff that gets you views and subscribers. It doesn't matter if you don't have the experience or you're nervous. Get started. And let me tell you something. People aren't going to care. In the first few videos, you might not get any views anyway. So stop procrastinating. Start filming. Just start. Okay? Promise me you'll do that.